navigating the current nursery recruitment crisis. It's no secret that the recruitment part of the nursery field is in a crisis, with more and more staff leaving to join other professions, which, if we're honest, usually has more money and less responsibility. But this has left many nurseries struggling. But what can you do about it? That's what we'll discuss in this video. By the end of this video, you should be able to put your nursery in a better position so that it doesn't struggle through this recruitment crisis. So welcome to the channel Open the Nursery with myself, Kurt Liania, where I support you to open, grow and run your own childcare business. As with all my videos, if you want further guidance on any of these topics, then check out the website opennursery.co.uk. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll give you some information about how you can start your own nursery. Now is more important than ever to work on keeping and motivating your staff. If you're not making staff well-being and job satisfaction a priority, then it will likely affect the long-term success of your nursery. In this video, we'll discuss the importance of empowering nursery and early years workers so that you keep them, as ensuring that your staff are satisfied is key to navigating this nursery recruitment crisis. It is agreed amongst most theorists that in order to keep your staff, you need to satisfy certain needs and wants. And usually these needs and wants are more important than just offering more money. That's what we'll go into, how we can keep our staff satisfied, which will give you some things to think about, which will then bring back to your setting and hopefully motivate your staff team. The first thing we'll go into is personal freedom. Now, personal freedom refers to the ability of an individual to make choices and decisions about their life without interference from external forces. In the context of a nursery, personal freedom can be an important factor in determining job satisfaction and employee retention rates. Now, unfortunately, in the nursery, it is difficult to manage personal freedom. For example, if you compare it to someone that works in a call centre, working as a nursery teacher or practitioner is much more restrictive. For example, a call centre worker can generally take breaks whenever they want and make personal phone calls without the need of worrying about nursery ratios or anything like that. Nursery workers are generally confined to the rooms and sometimes even have to get permission just to use the bathroom. This lack of personal freedom is one of the main frustrations that affect job satisfaction. Therefore, if you're an employer, it's important for you to recognise the value of personal freedom and work towards creating a more empowering and supportive environment for your employees. By doing so, you can improve job satisfaction, employee retention rates, enhance recruitment, and ultimately create a more productive and supportive organisation. The next key thing that you should be doing to help keep and motivate your staff is to empower them. Empowering your nursery practitioners is an essential aspect in creating a positive and effective classroom environment. It is important to allow your staff to manage their rooms without excessive micromanagement. By giving practitioners more autonomy, you encourage them to be more innovative in their teaching methods and create a learning environment that's tailored to the needs of their children. This approach is likely to lead to higher job satisfaction for nursery workers, which will result in a lower staff turnover and a more stable workforce. Ultimately, the goal of empowering staff is to provide them with the resources and support that they need to help their children succeed, both academically and socially. So empowering staff will not only have a positive result on your staff, but will also help to boost your children. Another important thing that you should be doing in order to encourage your staff is to provide opportunities for growth. In order to support the long-term motivation of nursery workers, it is important to provide them with opportunities for growth and leadership. Many nursery workers end up changing jobs and applying for roles higher up in other nurseries simply because there's not that opportunity in their current nursery. You will often see level 3s apply for third in charge and deputy manager at other nurseries, or deputy managers applying for managers in other nurseries, which ultimately ends up with those nurseries losing a good member of staff. This is something that you should try to avoid. While these practitioners may not be able to advance in an organisational chart, so for example there might not be a position available for deputy manager or manager at your nursery, they can still be given opportunities to grow by becoming specialists in certain areas. So for example, you can train staff up to be the nursery first aider or the special educational needs coordinator, or they could simply be a new colleague mentor. There's lots of different roles and categories within the nursery that you can train staff up to be in order to keep them satisfied within your setting. Not only does this benefit your staff by giving them a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment, but it also helps foster a more collaborative and supportive work environment, which can lead to better outcomes for children in your care. Another important thing for you to be doing if you're in management or you're an owner is to simply engage with your staff. Implementing a management by walking around strategy is important to enable managers to stay connected with their staff and ultimately help to create a more supportive work environment. This involves making actual time to walk around your nursery and engage with staff. And if you're an owner, this involves actually visiting your nursery and letting staff, including your manager, know that you're there to support them. Interact with staff in a spontaneous and non-planned manner with the conscious focus of getting away from your desk, which I know can be difficult given the many tasks that we have to do, but this is so important. Simply taking the time to walk around your nursery, listening to staff, finding out whether they have all the resources that they need, will help to boost staff morale and job satisfaction. By doing so, managers can make nursery staff feel supported, and it helps you to know that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. It also makes you more personable so they know that they can meet with you whenever they need. Plus, it gives you the opportunity to role model good practice to the staff where necessary. The final thing that you should be doing to help motivate your staff, now this point is an added point and is just a personal bugbear of mine, and it involves consistently allowing staff to pay for things for the nursery out of their own wages. Providing your early years staff with the tools and resources that they need for their job is essential and will help them to perform their job to the best of their ability. Practitioners are often happy to go above and beyond for their nursery and for their children by purchasing resources out of their own money, which is fine if this is just an additional random item that they might need for an activity. But when practitioners are having to regularly purchase key day-to-day items for their nursery, then this is kind of unacceptable. Employers should ensure that practitioners have all the resources available in order to create a positive learning environment, which includes books, materials, toys and other resources. Not only does it show that you support your staff and creates a sense of value, but it also enhances the quality of care that has been provided for the children. Nursery work is a challenging job which requires a lot of patience, empathy and creativity. To keep nursery workers motivated and supported, it is important to empower them, give them opportunities to grow and to lead, ensure you engage with staff and provide them with the tools and resources they need to do their job. It's important that you recognise that personal freedom can be an important factor in high turnovers in the nursery field, and try to think of ways you can improve this. For example, can you offer flexible working for those that might have children? It's just important that you try to create a better work experience for your staff where you know that by being in the field, personal freedom is affected. This is how you can navigate through the nursery recruitment field and help to keep and motivate your staff. If you want some tips specifically about recruiting staff, then click the link in the description where I have an article which shows you best practice when recruiting. Plus, make sure you subscribe as I'll be doing a video about this as well. As I mentioned briefly at the beginning, I was going to let you know about how you can get started opening your own nursery. Well, you can join the hundreds of people already enrolled and enroll on a course that is shown on the screen now. It is a complete guide showing you how to open your own nursery, helping you to find your own building, register with Ofsted, find and employ staff, plus lots and lots more. Check out some of the feedback from people who have already enrolled onto it and gone on to open their own nursery. If you want to join them, then click the link in the description to enroll. It's currently discounted already, but you can get an extra 10% off the course by using code YouTube1. So make sure you enroll to get started opening your own nursery. I look forward to supporting you. God bless.